Hi, welcome to the Crypto Republic. If you're serious about staying ahead in this once-in-a-lifetime financial shift, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Hello, XRP Army, and welcome back. Here at the Crypto Republic, we give you the bird's eye view, a satellite perspective to spot the big picture shifts while everyone else is stuck in the daily chaos. Just a reminder, this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. What if I told you that while the crypto industry is still arguing about scaling, one blockchain is already operating like a live, decentralized cloud infrastructure, capable of processing hundreds of millions of transactions per day without viable stress? Not theory, not roadmap promises, not coming soon, live right now. And almost nobody is paying attention to what this actually means, because this is no longer just about crypto. This is about sovereign infrastructure. This is about AI. This is about governments. This is about cloud monopolies. And this is about who controls the next generation of the internet. Right now, the world runs on centralized cloud giants. Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. The entire digital economy depends on a handful of corporations controlling servers, compute, storage, identity systems, APIs, and increasingly, AI infrastructure. That creates a massive global vulnerability. And this is exactly where ICP, the internet company by Definity Foundation, enters the conversation in a way no other blockchain can. Because ICP is not trying to just be another chain. ICP is trying to become sovereign cloud infrastructure. And when you start connecting the dots between geopolitics, AI acceleration, cybersecurity risks, digital sovereignty, cloud monopolization, and blockchain scalability, you begin to understand why the recent developments around ICP are actually much bigger than most people realize. Arizona moving towards strategic digital reserve discussions, Switzerland pushing sovereign cloud initiatives, Pakistan launching cloud engine infrastructure, 335 million daily transactions, hundreds of thousands of canisters deployed, ICP burn mechanics accelerating, AI native tools like Caffeine enabling self-writing applications. This is not random noise. This is infrastructure formation. And today, we're going to break down exactly why this matters and why ICP may be positioning itself as one of the most important utility protocols of the next decade. Let's zoom out first, because if you don't understand the macro environment, you cannot understand why ICP matters at all. The world is entering a new digital arms race, not just AI, not just crypto, infrastructure. Countries are beginning to realize something terrifying. Their digital economies do not actually belong to them. Most governments, enterprises, startups, and even financial systems rely heavily on centralized cloud providers, headquartered in a small number of jurisdictions. That means data can be controlled externally, infrastructure can be censored, services can be deplatformed, AI access can be restricted. Entire systems can become geopolitical leverage points. And we already saw previews of this globally. Cloud outages shutting down services, cyber attacks crippling institutions, platform censorship debates, AI model restrictions, data sovereignty battles across Europe and Asia. Now combine that with AI. AI massively increases compute dependency. Every AI product needs infrastructure, interference, storage, authentication, data handling, execution layers, APIs. Cloud dependency becomes even more concentrated. So now the real question becomes, who will own the infrastructure layer of the AI internet? And this is where ICP becomes extremely important. This is so important that most people don't even pay attention to this, because ICP is one of the few blockchain ecosystems attempting to replace traditional cloud architecture itself. Not just payments, not just DeFi, the actual internet backend. That distinction changes everything. ICP can host applications fully on-chain, front-end, back-end, storage, logic, identity, all operating directly from decentralized canisters. That means applications can theoretically run without relying on AWS or centralized hosting layers. That's a completely different version from most crypto projects and vision. Most chains still depend heavily on centralized infrastructure providers somewhere in that stack. ICP's architecture attempts to eliminate that dependency. And in a world moving towards sovereign digital infrastructure, that becomes a massive macro opportunity. Real quick, if the kind of analysis you just heard is valuable to you, I want to let you know about something. I built a community on Patreon, the Crypto Republic Desk Monthly. We have over 500 members. The link is in the pinned comment below. And we do exactly this kind of research every single day. We dig into on-chain data, macro trends, adoption metrics, and we share our findings with each other. We're a group of people who pride ourselves on studying the fundamentals and emerging trends in both crypto and equity space. We share educational insights, we challenge each other's thinking, and we hold each other accountable. No hype, no shilling, no financial advice, just pure research, data, and honest conversation. It's all about navigating these markets and learning together. We've even had members tell us that a single valuable insight gained from our discussions has more than covered their yearly membership fee. If that sounds like your kind of community, check the pinned comment. The link is right there. Come say hello. We'd love to have you. Now let's talk about sovereign cloud infrastructure specifically. This is one of the biggest underreported trends happening globally. Countries increasingly want digital independence, especially after seeing how fragile centralized systems can become during geopolitical tension. Europe has been aggressively discussing data sovereignty for years. Switzerland has positioned itself as a major center for privacy-focused infrastructure and sovereign digital frameworks. Meanwhile, emerging economies are trying to leapfrog traditional infrastructure limitations entirely. And this is where ICP's model becomes uniquely attractive, because ICP introduces a decentralized compute network where applications and services can operate across independent node providers globally. Not just a replicated database, actual compute, actual application hosting, actual smart contract execution at internet scale. That matters because sovereignty is no longer just military or financial. It's computational. The countries and systems controlling compute infrastructure may control the next era of digital power. Now look at the broader crypto landscape for a second. Most chains focus primarily on settlement layers, fast transactions, tokenization, financial rails. But ICP is tackling something much larger, and most people aren't paying attention to this. Decentralized cloud infrastructure. And if governments or enterprises begin seeking alternatives to concentrated cloud monopolies, ICP suddenly becomes part of a much bigger conversation. Let this sink in. Especially because the network is already demonstrating live throughput at enormous scale. 335 million daily transactions is not a marketing slogan. That level of operational activity signals something important. The infrastructure is already functioning under serious load. That changes perception because markets often ignore technology until scale becomes undeniable. Now, here's where things become even more interesting. AI. This may actually be the most important ICP narrative of all, because AI is creating two massive global problems simultaneously. Problem one, centralization. The most powerful AI systems today are increasingly controlled by a tiny number of corporations. Problem two, trust. AI-generated content explodes. People will need tamper-resistant systems for identity, verification, execution, and data integrity. ICP intersects daily and directly with both. First, AI narrative infrastructure. Projects like Caffeine AI are pushing towards self-writing on-chain applications. That sounds futuristic, but think carefully about what that means. An AI system capable of helping generate, deploy, and operate applications directly on decentralized infrastructure. That dramatically lowers the barrier to software creation. Now combine that with ICP canisters, tamper-resistant smart contract environments, reverse gas modeling improving user experience, internet identity reducing password dependency, chain fusion interoperability, connecting external ecosystems. Suddenly, ICP starts looking less like a traditional blockchain and more like an operating system for decentralized internet applications. And this is critical because AI growth will likely create an explosion of software demand. Millions of applications, millions of autonomous AI agents, massive machine-to-machine interaction. Traditional cloud systems may become increasingly strained, expensive, and centralized. ICP has positioned itself as an alternative architecture for this next internet cycle. That's a gigantic macro thesis. Before we move on, I want to do a quick check-in. If you're finding value in this video so far, please take a moment to hit the like button. It significantly helps the channel reach more people. I would also love to hear about your perspective on whether sovereign cloud infrastructure is inevitable in the AI era. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you'd like to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe and feel free to share this video with a colleague or friend who might benefit from it. All right, let's dive right back into it. One reason ICP remains misunderstood is because the market still largely evaluates crypto through old frameworks. People ask, how fast is this token? How big is this meme? What exchange listed it? Blah, 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 blah. But infrastructure revolutions are usually misunderstood early. The internet itself was misunderstood. Cloud computing was misunderstood. AI was misunderstood. And ICP is difficult for many people to categorize because it's trying to merge multiple layers simultaneously. Blockchain, cloud compute, identity, smart contracts, AI infrastructure, web hosting, interoperability, enterprise-grade scalability. That's not a normal crypto narrative. Now, does that guarantee success? No, nothing guarantees success. But what matters is that ICP is attempting to solve real-world infrastructure problems that are becoming more important every single year. And this is where the utility argument becomes extremely powerful, because utility eventually matters. Speculation drives short-term cycles. Infrastructure drives long-term adoption. And if ICP continues proving massive throughput, stable compute, real application deployment, AI native tooling, sovereign architecture capabilities, cross-chain interoperability, live scalability, then the conversation around ICP changes completely. Because eventually institutions, governments, enterprises, and AI developers care less about hype and more about infrastructure, reliability. That's a transition most investors miss. The market often prices narratives first, then fundamentals later. Let's focus on the 335 million daily transaction figure because this is extremely important psychologically. I know it's like watching paint dry on the wall, but these metrics matter. Most blockchains talk about scale. ICP is operating at scale, and there's a massive difference. Throughput is not just a vanity metric. It represents network capacity, resilience, execution capacity, application activity, potential enterprise viability. When a network can process hundreds of millions of transactions without visible network collapse, it forces people to rethink assumptions about decentralized infrastructure limitations, especially because blockchain critics have spent years arguing that decentralized systems cannot scale effectively. ICP is directly challenging that belief. And if this trend continues, the implications become enormous, because now decentralized infrastructure starts competing with traditional web infrastructure at a much more serious level. That has a completely different category from speculative crypto assets. That's infrastructure competition. Here's the reality. The world is moving towards a future defined by AI acceleration, data sovereignty, cybersecurity pressure, cloud centralization risk, machine economics, digital system identity, autonomous applications, and potentially sovereign internet infrastructure. Marinate on that. Think about this. Most crypto projects are not built for that world. ICP is. That doesn't mean the road will be easy. It doesn't mean there will not be competition, but it does mean ICP is generating in one of the largest possible opportunity markets in the technology, the future architecture of the internet itself. And that's why developments like sovereign cloud initiatives, AI native tooling, massive transaction, throughput, live deployment growth, and real infrastructure expansion matter so much, because they are not isolated events. They are signals. Signals that decentralized cloud infrastructure is evolving from theory into reality. And if that transition accelerates over the next decade, ICP may become one of the most important utility ecosystems in the entire blockchain industry. Not because of hype, but because infrastructure matters. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. Your being here shows that you are truly invested in revolutionary tech. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so we can continue to grow and learn together. If you gained something valuable today, leave a like and let me know your biggest takeaway in the comments section. Finally, please share this with someone in your network who could use this information. Thank you again for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.